If you've ever tried gardening and your plants just died, you're not the problem. You were just never shown this simple system. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to start a garden from scratch. Even if you have zero experience, no backyard, and no idea where to begin. And by the end, you'll know how to set up a garden that actually grows. But before we start, there's one mistake almost every beginner makes, and it quietly kills their plants before they even have a chance. Most people start gardening the same way. They walk into a store, see a healthy green plant. It looks perfect, full of life. They bring it home thinking, yeah, this is gonna be easy. And then a few days later, the leaves start turning yellow. It stops growing, and slowly, it just dies. And here's the worst part. They think, I'm just bad at gardening. But that's not true. The plant didn't fail because of you. It failed because of how you started. Because gardening doesn't actually start with the plant. It starts with something most beginners completely ignore. The environment. That means the light, the soil, the space, and how everything works together. Think of it like this. You could take the healthiest plant in the world, put it in the wrong environment, and it will still die. But if you flip it the other way, even an average plant, in the right environment, will grow like crazy. So instead of asking, what plant should I buy? You should be asking, where is this plant going to live? And once you understand that, everything becomes easier. So let's start there. So step 1 is simple, but this is where everything begins. Pick your growing space. Now most people overthink this part. They assume you need a big backyard, perfect weather, and expensive tools. You don't. In fact, some of the best gardens start in the smallest spaces. You can grow plants on a balcony, by a window, outside your door, or even inside your room. If you have any space that gets light, you can grow something. But here's the part that actually matters. It's not the size of your space. It's the quality of light that hits it. Before you choose your spot, take one day, just one, and observe. Where does the sunlight hit? How long does it stay there? Is it strong or soft? This simple step can save you weeks of frustration. Here's a beginner-friendly shortcut. 6 to 8 hours of strong sunlight, perfect for vegetables and fruits. 3 to 5 hours, great for herbs and leafy greens. Very little light, stick to indoor-friendly plants. That's it. You don't need to complicate it. And here's where most beginners accidentally ruin everything. They pick a nice-looking spot, but it gets almost no sunlight. So the plant doesn't die immediately. It just slowly stops growing. It looks healthy for a while. But weeks pass, nothing changes, and you start wondering, what am I doing wrong? Most of the time, it's just the light. So here's what I recommend. Don't place your plants permanently on day 1. Test your space first. Move your plant around for a few days. Find where it responds best. Then lock it in. Once you get this part right, everything becomes easier. But even with perfect light, your plants can still struggle because of what's underneath them. Not all plants want full sun. Some plants burn. Some barely grow. So here's the simple rule. Leafy greens, less sun. Fruiting plants, like tomatoes, more sun. If you get this right, you're already ahead of most beginners. Now let's talk about the real secret. Soil. Bad soil equals weak plants. Good soil equals everything grows faster. And no, you don't need expensive soil from a store. Here's a simple mix you can start with. Regular soil, organic waste or compost. something for drainage like sand. Mix it together, and you've got powerful growing soil. Now let me break this down in the simplest way possible. Because once you understand this, gardening becomes way easier. Think of soil like food for your plants. Each part has a job. The regular soil holds everything together. The compost feeds your plants with nutrients. And the sand makes sure water doesn't get trapped and rot the roots. If your soil can't breathe, your plants can't grow. And this next part is where most beginners unknowingly ruin everything. They use soil that's too heavy. It looks rich, but when you water it, it becomes compact. And the roots basically suffocate. That's why some plants look fine for a few days, then suddenly start dying. So here's a simple trick to know if your soil is good. Grab a handful, squeeze it. If water drips out, too wet. If it stays like a hard lump, too compact. But if it crumbles easily, that's perfect. And here's something most people don't know. You can actually improve your soil using things you already have at home. Kitchen scraps for compost, dry leaves, crushed eggshells, even used tea leaves. Instead of throwing them away, you're literally turning waste into plant fuel. This is where things start to change. Because once your soil is right, you don't need expensive fertilizers. Your plants grow faster, and you make fewer mistakes. Good soil does most of the work for you. But even with perfect soil, if you choose the wrong plant, you'll still struggle. Now comes the part most people rush. Choosing the plant. If you're a beginner, don't start with something difficult. Start with plants that want to grow. Example: lettuce, spinach, peppers, herbs like basil. These grow fast and forgive mistakes. Now let's fix the mistake that kills most plants. Overwatering. Yes, not underwatering. Overwatering. Plants don't need water every day. Instead, stick your finger into the soil. If it feels dry, water. If it's still moist, leave it. That's it. Simple. Effective. So if we put everything together, pick a space with the right light. Use simple, healthy soil. Start with easy plants. Water only when needed. Do this, and your garden will actually grow. But here's the part most people don't realize. Even if you do everything right, your plants can still grow slow. In my next video, I'll show you how to make your plants grow faster using 3 simple tricks most beginners completely ignore. So if you want your garden to actually succeed this time, make sure you subscribe. Because the next video might be the difference between slow growth and crazy results.